Hey everyone, once again we have some fantastic news for today, so be sure to drop a like. If doubt creeps into your mind, sign like this show you're on the right track. So we have so much news for Shiba Inu today, and yes, with the market going up and down, there's a lot of things we need to discuss. We're doing a lot to create an ecosystem that makes cryptocurrency more usable and more like any other currency. So Visa is going for it, for the big massive money, and trying to incorporate cryptos into it. And Visa says crypto-linked card usage tops 1 billion in the first half of 2021. So what we can see here is a lot of things happening so far. And if we check here, now there's more good news. Shiba Inu price prediction SHIB is still 80% below its at its highest, so the chance to grow back is even bigger than ever. Shiba Inu is a relatively new meme coin. Of course, it has grown so much in the past 2 months, and usually projects take up to 4 years to reach its massive at its highest that we have never seen yet before. I think it's very exciting to see that Shiba Inu being one of the fastest growing coins out there, that we could be seeing a big upreach for SHIB. Now, retail traders were interested in finding the next big thing. However, as momentum waned, the price of Shiba Inu declined substantially. As its worst, it was down by more than 85% from its all-time high. Do I see this as a bad thing? No, I think the all-time high was slightly in a bubble as people didn't have utility, but as we have utility now, that's something I want to see. Shiba Inu price has struggled mostly because of the new challenges facing the crypto industry. Recently, the price of the most coins is more than 50% below of its all-time high, and I definitely think we can beat those all-time highs. Of course, some coins won't do that, but most of them actually will, and will return stronger than ever. This is partly because of the rising crackdown in China and the relatively hawkish Federal Reserve. So people are very worried about the Federal Reserve, and minutes published this week showed that the Fed members were starting to talk about ending of quantitative easing. The unwinding of the program would be bearish for risky assets like Bitcoin and Shiba Inu. Most importantly, the SHIB price actually kind of struggled because of the falling demand for the coin, as evidenced by the falling volume. But I think this is most important to know, that this is actually for all coins. You know, Shiba Inu is still extremely popular. It's #1 on CoinGecko all the time. And what this article fails to mention is Bitcoin is at this way lower volume than before. But of course, that was correlated. So we can see here, this is the price chart and price forecast. We could be seeing, we have to break some barriers, some resistances. Let's destroy them soon. But obviously, if we don't break any barriers, I think it will happen sooner than later, because we have Shiba Swap on our side. Therefore, the coin will likely break out lower. So as long as bears can sustain moves, you know, on the flip side, the move about the middle channel will invalidate the bearish views. And we see over here more good news. You know, we're turning FUDDers into basically into people who trust Shiba Inu. FUDDer turned convert. Lol, I'm teasing, but it's true. We've been having people who learn more about how to join SHIB army for months, and happy to have another convert. And I think a lot of people have to realize, you know, the FUDDers don't know as much as we do, and sometimes you just have to be nice to people, and you can hopefully convert them to the new Shiba Inu army. We check over here, first German company to accept SHIB as payment, and as more countries will follow, which is also something very exciting. But Bitcoin is a miracle and better than gold, says Apple co-founder Wozniak. And I think this is a pretty big thing, you know, Apple being a big brand out there. If they endorse Bitcoin and SHIB, I mean, that's really exciting to me. But Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak declared Bitcoin is the only digital gold years ago, but he claims that he still hasn't invested in Bitcoin. Now, Apple co-founder Steve has reportedly reiterated his positive stance on Bitcoin, despite not being a Bitcoin investor. Obviously, when you're an Apple co-founder, you have massive amounts of money, so investing in Bitcoin for what other people are looking is simply not the goal. The vocal proponent of Bitcoin, who once called it only digital gold, Wozniak reportedly referred to Bitcoin as a miracle of technology and a unique mathematical formula at Talentland Digital 2021. A major virtual event in Latin America devoted to technology and innovation. If the co-creator or co-founder of Apple backed up Bitcoin, I think this is pretty exciting. You know, who else can make something so big and so popular. According to Thursday, a report by the local news agency El Sol de Mexico, the Apple co-founder has also indicated that Bitcoin is better than gold, implying that it's easier to mine Bitcoin blocks than finding and extracting gold. And the process is much easier, less expensive. Usually people will just switch over time to Bitcoin instead of gold. Gold is limited and you may have to look for it. Bitcoin is the most amazing mathematical miracle. I do not invest in Bitcoin, but I believe it's here to stay. Many industry players and analysts have referred to Bitcoin as the digital gold, as both gold and Bitcoin have limited supply. Now, what this means is Bitcoin is not getting any updates at the moment. What will happen when Shiba Inu gets thousands of updates and the countries actually see, well, people are using SHIB. SHIB is the most popular coin right now. So if we see that in the future, bam, finally, we get that big increase. And obviously, yes, these things take time. Maybe they take 2 years, maybe they take 3 years, but we have time on our side. While gold is limited by physical supply and difficulty of extraction, Bitcoin mining is capped at 21 million coins by its source code, meaning that there will be no single new Bitcoin once the last coin is mined in 2140. So this is going to be way past, but miners are not going anywhere so far, and it seems like Bitcoin is just in early stages. There's going to be more and more miners coming in, but Wozniak's remarks come shortly after Ricardo Salinas Pliego, the third richest man in Mexico, declared it's absolutely right to refer Bitcoin as the new gold. So multiple influencers, multiple business owners are saying that Bitcoin is the new gold. And, if you check how much gold has risen in the recent years, or maybe the last 50 years, you will see Bitcoin and all crypto alike, the first crypto that's in, and I'm talking about the first 10, 20 years, is going to have the most gains. And I definitely think, Ethereum, Bitcoin, probably Shiba Inu as well is here to stay. Wozniak provided similar comments on Bitcoin previously, claiming that only Bitcoin is a pure digital gold in June 2018. The tech guru noted that he bought into comments from Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, who repeatedly argued that Bitcoin will emerge as the single currency of the internet. So, Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO, Apple co-founder, we could see a lot of things happening. So just looking at this, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey keeps saying no to Ethereum and he keeps saying yes to Bitcoin. But we can see Jack Dorsey, having so much potential here. What if we see something bigger in the updates for Shiba Inu and Shiba Inu massively rises? Of course, this is good news for Bitcoin, and this is even better news for Shiba Inu because it can finally see that big increase it deserves. But UN commissions also serves a new warning on Bitcoin adoption in El Salvador. Now, I think this is pretty important news you should know. ECLAC Executive Secretary stressed that there's no study yet that we would have investigated potential risk or benefits of El Salvador accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. Obviously, they're following through it on September the 7th, I think. And I think that's really important because on the September, we should be seeing Bitcoin's prices going up and that, big institutions buying in to trade Bitcoin, and people from vacations are going to be returning, looking for the next big hit and looking at Bitcoin once again. So Shiba Inu, maybe, July, August, from what we're seeing so far, will not increase. And this is going to be probably for every year. We're seeing these dips for Shiba Inu every single time. And hopefully in September, we're going to be seeing that big but slow increase. She expressed confidence that El Salvador is likely to face scrutiny and risk from Financial Action Task Force. On June 17, the World Bank refused El Salvador's request for help on country's transition to adopting Bitcoin. So what this means, I don't think this changes much. They just said we still have to know the risk and benefits, both the benefits of using Bitcoin in countries. And it's warning that accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender in country could pose legal and financial problems. So, actually accepting Bitcoin as a first country is a major step. Earlier today, Bank of Russia Deputy Governor also expressed concerns over El Salvador's Bitcoin move, arguing that the large economies are unlikely to follow the country's call to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, as this poses risk to financial stability. Obviously, a lot of people agree with that, but some are very keen on the idea of Bitcoin being out there. Even having Bitcoin as a legal tender in one crypto country, or basically one country, we can see that massive increase and we all need it. Stay safe out there. Be sure to drop a like. Shiba Inu will grow in the future, in my honest opinion. And peace, everyone.